Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're on a little bit of a field trip. We're in Elwood, Indiana, going to look at a 67 here that's been in the barn or in this garage here for 21 years or 23 years actually. So let's go dig into it. Hey guys, okay, so we're here with this 67 F-250. We're gonna go check that out in a bit. We're here with Bryce and his dad. He contacted me through the channel, actually. It's pretty cool, and saw that I was in the 67s and said, hey, I got this house and it had this 67 in it, and thought you might be interested. So I'm here in Indiana checking it out, and this thing is pretty sweet, and it's a Harbor Blue, so you guys know that I like Harbor Blue. And it's been in here since about 2001, maybe, since that's the registration on the tag. It was probably parked in here. Sorry, it's a little dark in here and kind of tight. But the guy had a construction business or a blind business. And I think this was his work truck. He drove around. First thing I noticed in here was we're missing the hood. And it's right here, actually covered up in cardboard. But I'm guessing there might be some engine problems with this thing, and that's why he pulled it in here and pulled the hood off. He might have been working on it. And the engine, see if I can get some light in here for you guys. It's pretty rusty and crusty on the surface of the engine. Had some moisture get in the garage here. And unfortunately, I tried to spin it over, and I think it's locked up. So it's been sitting here in kind of a damp garage. And it's taken its toll on the engine here. We have oil bath air cleaner and 352 with an automatic transmission, but it also has power brakes and power steering, which is kind of unique for a 67. It is a base model truck with a steel grill on it. That steel grill is in really nice shape. And another thing I noticed is it has replacement inner fenders from Ford. See how it's that rust oxide primer color? That's the way they would have came from Ford if you went to the parts counter and got new inner fenders. And I'm guessing the fenders are replaced as well because we spotted up here in the attic, or the loft of the garage. Right there is probably the original fenders. Right up there, can you see that? And there's the other one. And I'm guessing he was replaced them because they rusted out back here. So this truck, I didn't get a ton of information about it. We were actually up here in Indiana for some family matters. And this was a couple hours away. And I said, I'm just going to bring the trailer and go up and look at it and take a chance on it, because I had pictures of it and you couldn't see rust down here in the fenders. And that's always my indication that maybe it's really, really clean, really nice. But being in Indiana in the Rust Belt, area, I kind of knew it was going to be pretty iffy if that was going to be the case. And unfortunately, we do have some rust problems on it. Now, the older gentleman that had this truck that unfortunately passed away, he did a lot of work on rust proofing and put, a ton of rust proofing stuff everywhere, and that really helped. And I did get a picture of the floor pan, and the floor pan is good. Let me get my light back out. The floor pan is good, but then you see here this cross member, it's starting to rot away, and that black stuff there, he was putting it anywhere it was rusting out, he was putting that stuff on it to keep it from rusting more. You can see there that back of that cab corner is going to be rotted out. And unfortunately, the bed is in really bad shape. Also notice a spot there on the door. That's not terrible, especially for a good set of 67 doors. That is okay. But back here on the bed, it is unfortunately pretty bad. I was kind of hoping it would be good because this bed is going to be in really nice shape. But you can see the rot in that seam there. And then right there on the corner of the bed, if you can see that. So I think the bed is pretty far gone, but it looks good on the outside. I guess it would be a driver quality bed. But the inside here is all covered up with cardboard and stuff. And if you look here how nice the paint is on this, I'm betting underneath all of this, the bed floor is going to be absolutely perfect. But right here, you can see some of his black stuff here where he was rust proofing it or rust treating that rust, keeping it from creeping any further. It was getting down in there and ate away on the bed. Looks like we have a really nice tailgate here. Might have touched up the Ford letters, or the white on the Ford letters. The truck has been repainted. But in here in the interior, it is a low-use truck. A very low-use truck. Everything in here is really nice and tight. Radio delete. We have the deluxe heater. Really nice steering wheel. Like I said, it is automatic. And the floor mat is really nice. I was assuming it was going to be a high hump transmission because it's a automatic and all the automatics have high hump. But I forgot that 67 had that goofy FMX transmission, or the different one, not a C6. And it's actually a low hump floor. And that's unfortunate because it has a perfect floor mat. But it's a low floor, so I was thinking for donating parts to my crew cab, my 67 crew cab. But we still might pick this thing up and get it for parts if we can make a deal. That gauge cluster is just really, really nice and crisp, clean, really nice. The dash pad does have a crack. We have a really nice 67 mirror, nice headliner. The seat's been reupholstered, I think. But yeah, nice little truck. Got hubcaps. It just unfortunately has that rust problem in the around the truck. So we're going to see if we make a deal on this and see what happens. So I'll keep you guys updated. All right, guys, he brought out this paperwork. He has all the original paperwork on this thing, which is pretty cool. Tons of receipts. We'll have to dig through it and kind of see what all he did through the years. But there's the owner card, the warranty card. That is in really nice shape. And there's the actual the tag for the keys. When he got the keys, the number for the keys. Here's the options he got with it. 2 armrests, because those were optional in 67. I don't know if that says limited axle. I'll have to look and see if it's got a limited slip axle. That would be nice. HD brakes, cigarette lighter, V8 engine, so the 352, got the gauges. Deluxe horn ring. If you notice in there, it did have the deluxe horn ring where it has the ring around the side. That would not have been standard on a base model pickup like this one. It would have been a custom cab option. So he ordered that custom trim ring separate. I was kind of figuring he just threw it on there. He found one or bought one at the parts store, but he actually ordered it from new. Dual horns, power steering, power brakes, there's those. HD radiator, HD springs, those are pretty standard. 816.5 tires, and HD step bumper. So that was probably, he bought that from the dealer. That was probably a dealer add-on. So that is pretty neat to have all that paperwork. He paid $28,4449. He traded in a 55 Oldsmobile for $500. Hesner Ford, Elwood, Indiana. So he bought it in his hometown. That's where it is. 11/25/66 at 6 p.m. when he bought it. End of the day. That's pretty neat to have that paperwork there. And then there's the original title. Date of purchase, 01/27/67. So that's probably when you registered it. So that's neat. That's the new title. Camper shell. And I don't think I've ever bought a truck that has this much paperwork. This is Montgomery Ward. He got the camper shell from Montgomery Ward. I'm sure it was a kit. I mean, it looks like it would be a kit. $25.23. I wonder if that was just for the plans. Surely that wasn't the whole camper. Everything he bought for the camper is in here. This is all the department store receipts. Probably from when he bought the stuff to put in the camper. 11/67, so he had the truck a year and then he put the camper shell on it. Probably keeping track of how much he spent on it, or that's probably just a receipt. Anyway, we're gonna have to go through this stuff at a later date. I'm gonna sit here and spend hours on this. We'll see if we can find anything neat real quick. Okay, I didn't dig very far until I found something really cool. So this is for the, it's a handwritten receipt for sandblasting the pickup bed, prime and undercoat with black DuPont enamel and weld patches on rust, spots on bed for 90 bucks. So he, in 1980, he had the bed sandblasted and painted for 90 bucks. And he had some rust fixed back then. He tried really hard to keep this this truck out of the salt up here in Indiana. It would probably be completely gone if he didn't do everything he did to it. Here's tires in 2000. Wonder if that's what's on it. Oh, that's a wrecker. Uh-oh, it broke down in 2000. 12/4/2000. I wonder if that's why it's here. Transmission. Might have had something wrong with the transmission. So this is interesting. Okay, this might be some more information as to why it's parked. I'm having a hard time making out the cursive. I'm the owner in which, and the manner in which things are going, I do not feel or believe the truck will be in service first insurance period 2001 at least. The truck may be grounded the whole year. Please advise. So this might have been for insurance. He was wanting to cancel his insurance because the truck got broke down, because he had a tow bill here in 2000 and the last registration is 2001, and I think that says transmission. So he might have had transmission trouble, and that's why the truck is parked. So that is a good thing we have all this paperwork. It kind of helps solve the mystery. Those are tires. I didn't even look if we still have 16.5 wheels. These look like 816.5s. They're real short. Yep, 816.5s. We still got the original wheels. So anyway, guys, we have a little bit of limited time here, and if we make the deal, we have to dig this thing out and get it loaded. So I'm going to cut things off here with the paperwork. We'll dig into that later date if we get the truck home. But we're going to see if we can make a deal on this truck and see if we get on the trailer. So let's go do that. All right, guys, we made a deal on this truck. It's going home to Oklahoma with us. And now we have the big job of getting it dug out of this garage after 23 years of sitting here, and see if we can get it loaded on the trailer. We have limited space here, so it's going to be fun. But we're going to see what we come up with. All right, guys, we got a flat tire over here. We tried to air it up to no avail. It's off the bead, and we did actually find a jack and jacked it up, and we still couldn't get it to air up. But while we were messing with that, I think the brakes are locked up. So we're going to give it a tug here and see if it'll move. Go ahead. Looks like we're going to be locked up. We're all sliding. Are the front rolling? Front isn't rolling. I put it neutral.
Oh, you did. I figured you did.
So, unfortunately, looks like all 4 of our brakes are locked up. Oh, this is going to be fun. Did this one roll? This one rolled. So we have 3. All right. I'm going to, we're going to try to pull it out there in the alleyway so we can load it on the trailer easier. But since all the brakes are locked up, I'm going to try to get the trailer backed in here so that we can just drag it on the trailer, hopefully easier than trying to drag it around the corner. We'll see how that works. Good over here. The steering wheel needs turned.
Real easy.
Oh, I'm going to turn the steering wheel. All right, guys, well, we decided to pull it out with the truck because I was kind of worried about getting my trailer in here. And of course, we stopped right with the door. I was worried about making the corner there with the garage. So we're just going to try to brute force it out to the road, or at least to the alleyway here. And we're pretty tight. All right, give that a try. You can start turning if you, I don't know if you'll make that corner. Looks like it's gonna start digging in. All right, give it a little bit. We have one wheel turning and one tire turning. All right, I think I'm just gonna get in the truck and start turning. Can you make that corner? You guys think this is gonna work? Kind of worried about dragging the thing on the trailer. My ramps will be a little hard. We might be able to find some boards or something to put on the ramps so it could slide up the ramps. Yeah, I'll steer it and get around this. It's kind of working. Looks like traction is going to be an issue. Yeah, he's going to pull me sideways, isn't he? Oh, that's going to get us a pickle. Oh, we're losing our tire too.
Oh, we are?
Yep. I wasn't paying for the tire, don't worry. They take them back. Yeah. Hey, will you warranty these? Right, yeah. Thing, the tire just fell off.
All the caps.
All right, guys, we're running into the corner of the yard there. I'm ready. We shortened up our rope to try to get that to pull straighter. Nah, we ain't gonna make it.
Hold up.
Oh, reposition again. Hey guys, well, sorry I haven't been keeping you updated. We're kind of on a time crunch here. I'm wanting to get this thing done so I can get out of these guys' hair and let them go about their business. We're having trouble. If you can see our tracks here, it was dragging and wanting to get into this drain here. And we had to rig it up. I had my winch hooked on and we had this truck in that other yard and we had to snatch it that way and we got it pulled straight back enough. I think we can start making this corner here and at least hopefully clear that storm drain now. And then maybe we can get it back on there in the trailer. So we're going to rig this up and we'll see how it goes. 5th time's the charm, I think.
I didn't think about doing your whole connection thing. I was like, okay, just try to pull it some that way to get your angle.
Oh, yeah, it worked out really good. Let's just see how the back end's gonna do. I should have had you. I should have. That's It's gonna pull it into that again. Well, there went our tire.
Can we get back over there?
I guess we're gonna have to.
Okay.
It's just not wanting to go back. We could put the pulley on the hitch and the winch on the truck. Yeah. All right. There's probably some towing people out there that are laughing at us right now when they watch this on the video. Okay, I don't trust that little bolt. I think you're good there. We'll try it. Let's see, safe place would be over here. I just don't want that to bust and then.
Yeah.
Okay, surely that would be good, right? I guess I'll go a little bit more. We've been wrong. Okay, now even if it pulls it straight, we're out of the way of the storm drain. 2012.
Right here. Oh, this is a 60-year difference.
Oh yeah. We're doing something now. I might have to pull up. It's gonna pull hard on the trailer. I would prefer it to go the other way because I'd be kind of worried about the topper getting there, and
Yeah.
we should probably clear the roof off too before we get on the trailer.
Yeah.
I think you're right there on the money. We need to. It'll pull easier going forward. The front tire won't want to be turning.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go around the block and back.
Break it loose too.
Might. It might.
Maybe that.
All right, guys, we're still at it here. I got the trailer on the other side of the truck. We have some plywood on the ramp, so maybe it'll slide on there easier. We still only have one tire broke free. We did get the hood out and put on here. It's a really nice hood, so it looks in really good shape, so that is great. We got the hood on here for transport, and we're gonna see if we can get drug on the trailer.
I thought it would break loose, but you got the knobs covered, you know. I thought it would catch and roll, you know.
Yep.
Which it might.
All right. I thought it might pull up on there.
Yeah, I think this one will break loose once it catches those.
All right, we'll try it. We'll try it.
With the rubber.
If it doesn't, you're in charge of everything else, and I'll just go sit in the truck.
That's the tire.
That's the tire.
Spinning on the rim.
I guess it's pulling it up there. I'm gonna take my camera out. It's pulling pretty hard to the right.
Probably because it's the least
Yeah.
distance.
I'm wondering if we're gonna get in a pickle. I could change my snatch block to over to that side of the trailer. We'll see. It's moving, so. Not broke free yet. Okay, regroup like 356. We got to get the back end further that way. All right, here we go. The back end going straight. My hole in the trailer ain't gonna help. Come on, come on. Going on the ramp?
Yeah, it's going on the inside a little bit, but it might be.
You're what?
Turn it to the left a little bit.
I'm not sure I can. Is it not gonna make it? Farther away. That's the size we got, but oh, I'm gonna bend the jack. All right, we're gonna have to.
Out there, ready?
All right, let me regroup. We making any progress?
Yeah.
3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's much better, isn't it? We're gonna get too far if it goes straight. Okay, watch the back end. I'm just gonna go since it's going.
Still on this side, good.
Yeah, it'd be better if the other one stayed on there. Yeah, we're on now. We're good. Are we getting close over there? Yell if I need to stop. It's going that way, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think it would be. I'm gonna try it on that tire. I don't think this is an approved jack location.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh. Whoa.
Should be plenty clear now. 2, 3.
There we go. That looks good. Whew. Okay, 2 more feet and we're done. Oh, I have a forklift to get it off. Hope.
Oh,
Yeah, she's gonna come off a lot easier than she went on. Doing good? If it's butted up to that fender, that's fine.
okay. Doing good.
Oh, my
Wheels.
front end turned. Now it's gonna drive off the end of the trailer. Oh, you're back clear? Okay. We slide it over, we'll be done. Okay. All right, guys. This is by far the hardest truck I've ever had to load on a trailer. It fought us the entire time. As you probably saw in the video, I'll probably have to cut a lot of it out because it's so long, but only one wheel turned. We have 2 flat tires. One of them's completely off the wheel. And yeah, it didn't want to pull straight. Wanted to go sideways every time. We have to jack it up and pull it over. Big thank you to these guys for helping me out and getting it on the trailer and sticking around. So I'm gonna get this thing strapped down. We're gonna look inside the garage and see if we can find any other parts that go with this thing, and we'll get on the road back to Oklahoma. Hey guys, I have the truck back at the house we're staying at. This is actually an Airbnb that my wife's family has, Joyce and Kevin. They have a really awesome place here. Great views of the Indiana countryside. We have crops all around us. We have corn over here. We have corn behind, or beans over here, sorry. Corn behind the house. It just surrounds the house. It's awesome. This is a really cool place. And actually, this house has been on YouTube before. If you're familiar with Merlin's Old School Garage, he's actually stayed at this house before and had it in one of his videos. I'll link it down in the description below if you want to check it out. But he got a Model A and was trying to drive it back home to Indiana. And actually in the episode that this house is featured in, he lost a rod bearing, I think, and had to call it quits. But he stayed at this house. He really liked it. I really like it too. It's a really awesome house. But we've been having a good time here, and we've been here for a few days, and I've had some time to poke around my 67 F-250 here. And I'm kind of like on the fence about, I'm not like over the moon excited about it, but I'm also not having like buyer's remorse or anything like that. So I'm kind of just meh. It was a cool truck. Price was okay. And we're here with an empty trailer, so I brought it home, kind of a deal. I had hopes that it would be a lot better, basically. The pictures I got weren't great. It was really hard to get pictures in that garage. It was so tight in there. And, you know, the guy that was selling it, he's not a restoration guy like I am, so he doesn't know what to look for, what to take pictures of like I would, you know, when I was looking at a truck. So basically, since I was in the area, we buzzed up there and took a look at it and, you know, was hopeful it would be better. But it ended up being probably a little bit worse than I was hoping, which is okay. I mean, it's not... We adjusted the price down for that. He said we can, you know, when you get here, if it's not what you think it is, we can change the price and stuff. He was really good to work with, Bryce and his dad. And I can't thank them enough for all the help they did getting this thing on the trailer. I couldn't have done it without them. That is for sure. So basically, being from Indiana, this truck being Indiana its whole life, there's a lot of road salt and corrosion issues up here, unfortunately. And this truck was not saved from that fate. But the owner, George Green, Mr. Green, he did a lot of work to try to preserve this truck and keep it on the road, because he was just kind of a, you know, that from that generation that just kept using things and kept everything really nice. And this is kind of the same vibe of the donor truck for the Harbor Blue Highboy, the 69 I got that was Harbor Blue. Pretty much the same vibes from this truck as I got from that truck, although this one has rust issues being from Indiana. So stuff like this here, this inner fender here, going off of my receipts, I have all the receipts from this truck back all the way from 1966 when he bought it at the dealership in December of 66. So I have every receipt of everything he ever spent on this truck. So it's a good timeline of, if you want to learn something about the truck, you just go back and look in the receipts. So I was going through that the other night, just kind of skimming through it, just looking at see when I could learn about the truck. And these inner fenders were actually installed by the local Ford dealer that he got the truck from in, I think, 78. And these are actually for like a dent side truck, but he put those in there probably to preserve the brand new inner fenders and fenders he bought in 79, or maybe he bought these in 79, that's what it was. So in 79, he replaced the inner fenders and the outer fenders for rust, and I actually have the old fenders in the topper here. I don't know if I showed that when we were at the house. There's the fenders, the originals. They were up in the attic. You can see there's rust in the corners of the fenders there. I just threw them in here just for some parts fenders. I'm getting a lot of them now, but hey, we were there and we had room, so we threw them in there. Speaking of this topper, I have all the receipts for the topper, but I think it's homemade. You know, it's not like a factory built piece. It's made of 2x4s and sheet tin with roofing nails. So I'm not a big fan of the topper. I would much prefer like a factory made molded piece versus like a handmade one. But it is kind of, it fits the part, I guess. We'll see what we do with that. But back to the inner fenders. He put brand new inner fenders and outer fenders on it. And the inner fenders, I think, were $46. And the outer fenders were $136 in 1979. So those were not cheap. But unfortunately, I only have one of the original fenders. The other one, going off the receipts in here, in 1985, he got in a fender bender, a literal fender bender, and bent the passenger side fender. And it is in the body shop work order, they called it an economy fender. So I don't think this is a Ford fender. I think it's like an aftermarket one. I guess they had aftermarket ones in the 80s. I'm not really sure. But it's in better shape than the other side. And the paint looks better. I have a receipt from the paint shop when they painted this fender. It was like $160 for them to paint the fender. Or the fender was $160, but it was pretty cheap, different than just paint a fender. But I think it matches pretty good. I don't know. They did a good job. They didn't paint the rest of the truck. It has all been painted. I know that for sure. I don't think at the same time. I have a receipt from 1981 of him sandblasting, undercoating, rust repairing, and repainting the bed. And I have a body shop invoice from them taking the bed off and painting it Harbor Blue. The sandblasting invoice was for $90. I wish it cost $90 for somebody to sandblast a bed now, but is what it is. And there is some overspray stuff on the interior. If I can show you, I have to go on the other side. There's some overspray on the fuel line coming from the fuel tank, so I know the interior, something's been painted in here in the interior because there wouldn't have been overspray on that fuel line. And looks like there's some right there on the floor mat. You can see some blue, so they even painted the floor. I'm really curious to see what the floor pans look like underneath this floor mat. I hope they're really good shape and doesn't have any kind of corrosion and stuff under there. Another reason why I brought this truck home was like all the pieces like this, the heater core or the heater box, all of that stuff, like, and the defrost vents, all that stuff's going to be absolutely mint. The door handles and the latches are in really good shape, and this kind of stuff, being a 67, you know, it's not reproduced, so it's good to have this stuff in really good shape. It's not wore out. So that kind of stuff really is appealing for me. But unfortunately, I want to show the bad of this truck so I can kind of justify for you guys, so you guys can see what I'm seeing as to what I'm going to be doing with this truck. So the bed, unfortunately, as good as it looks, I know on camera it probably looks fantastic. You're like, that is a stone cold mint bed. And that's what I was hoping when I got pictures of it. But as you get closer, you can see some of the road salt issues of it. So basically everything, all the seams and stuff under here are really bad and just bubbling out. Right there, it's pretty bad, and it's rusted off of this. And back there in the tail panel where it meets up with the side, it is all bubbled up and rusted and gone away. So it would just be it would be a lot of work to make this bed really nice. Basically, I'm going to be considering this bed a parts bed, something I can pull pieces off to repair other beds I have, like if I need a side panel. And I'm hoping the floor is going to be mint, because under here in the under the topper that he built in 1968, so it's been on here since the truck was brand new, there's plywood under the floor. So I'm hoping the floor is going to be really mint, and maybe I can cut the floor out of this bed and use it on another bed that doesn't have, or maybe we can put end panels on and fix this bed. I'm not really sure. We're going to have to figure that out, you know, do some more digging basically when we get back to the shop and kind of clean some of this stuff out and see what we got to work with. But we have a lot of rust. Well, not a lot of rust. It's not a lot. I don't want to say that. But here, the fenders, or the floor supports here, have rust issues, and the cab corners have rust issues. The floor pans surprisingly look really good, but I think we're going to need cab mounts. Right here, there's some issues, and it's really hard to see with these plastic liners, and it's screwed in there. But the cab mounts, I don't know if that one is bad, but the other one, I know I did see bad rust on the cab mount. So it needs cab mounts, floor supports, and cab corners, inners and outers. And he put this black tar stuff over all the rust holes, probably to try to prevent it from being worse. I don't know if it helped or not, but it's definitely going to be a pain to repair, because I got to get all that crap out of there. So that brings me down to what I'm going to do with this truck and what are my plans with it. And I think we're going to be doing a body swap. So I have that 67 Highboy that I've had for a long time now. I've been waiting for the perfect donor truck for it, because the body is roached out on it, because it was a farm truck, not only from rust but from dents. Every body panel has a dent on it. The cab is all dented up, and just it'd be a lot of body work. And I've been hoping I could find a really nice Wimbledon white 67 to put on it and kind of do a not like a full-blown restoration, but make a really nice driver Highboy out of it. But I haven't found the perfect one yet, and this one popped up. The viewer of the channel, or found my channel by searching 67s, because I really like 67s, and he reached out to me and said I had this truck, so I thought I'd take a gamble on it since we're here and go look at it. And the thought kind of popped in my mind that, hey, this would be a perfect truck for that 67 Highboy. We're gonna have to paint it Wimbledon white, and I'm going to do the interior in green like that truck, since it's a 1 of 20 truck. But since this truck is kind of, it's a two-wheel drive F-250 base model truck. I mean, and it has all the issues it does have with the locked up engine. The engine's locked up. The transmission's bad, because I found a receipt in here for towing that says the transmission was bad in 2000, and that's why this thing was parked 24 years ago. And like all the wheels are locked up. It needs all the brakes, all the hoses, all the hard brake lines, master cylinder, brake booster, power steering, all of that stuff is probably bad and needs replaced, and you have to rebuild all that. And then you have all the rust issues on the truck. And so after you spend all of those thousands of dollars on this two-wheel drive truck, it's only worth 9 to 10, maybe 15 on the high side now, the way the market is now. So in my mind, it's not worth putting all this money into this truck to fix everything, when I could use the parts off of it to make a Highboy that's going to be worth a lot more. And plus, if I have anything left over with the 67 stuff, it's going to help me out on my 67 crew cab build that I need parts for, because I want to make that one really nice as well. So that's kind of my thought process. I'm thinking I'm going to use a body swap on this thing, kind of use the good parts off of it for that 67 Highboy. It's going to be really painful for me to take this truck apart, because I have all the paperwork with it and the dealer invoice and everything for that VIN. But unfortunately, it's just a base model two-wheel drive F-250. Which it is a cool truck. I love the truck, and you know, I love it as is, and you could fix the engine and drive it as is. But you know, it's kind of, at the end of the day, I have to treat this as a business, because I am getting paid for YouTube videos and I am getting a little bit of money, but it's definitely not enough to afford doing stuff like this yet. So hopefully in the future that changes and I can fix this truck and just keep it and drive it around in the shop. But for now, I have to do stuff that makes money, and that makes the most sense for me. I'm probably going to change my mind, because I do that a lot. I have a long drive home to think about it. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the body swap idea? Should I use all the good parts on this truck for my crew cab and make my crew cab even better and keep looking for a donor for that Highboy? Or just use the cab for the Highboy and use my other 67 parts for that and use the really good parts on my crew cab? All of those thoughts have crossed in my mind. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Justify your answer, you know, and I'll try to reply to everybody and kind of give you my take on your answer and kind of justify more what I'm doing. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you just have to do what's best for you. So I got to figure that out for myself. But give me a thumbs up if you like this truck. Subscribe if you want to see more of it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.